Stop the weed. Stop the fighting. Stop the fucking. Stop the porn. All that. Throw it out the fucking window. Okay. In all realistic terms though, I see a lot of these advice to younger self videos, and they always have a certain agenda of a person in a yacht or a really fancy house sipping some whiskey or a nice coffee with a cigar, and they're saying, I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have done this, I should have stopped doing that if I was younger. And I have a serious theory about this, thinking they're probably just short for content and want to say what everybody wants to hear. All that. This is what you need to hear. If I was to give my advice, my self-advice when I was younger, I would say this: do exactly what you did. Don't change a single thing. Why? Look, the position I'm in today is absolutely incredible. I can't believe the position I got in today from the choices that I made yesterday. So if I told myself to not make those foolish mistakes, to not get in that fight, to not smoke weed that one time, to not go out and do some tomfoolery, then I don't know if I'd be in this position today. A lot of those videos that you hear from those other people is straight fucking nonsense. They just don't have fucking shit to talk about, okay? And if you're one of the lucky ones to come across this video, then stick around, because I'm going to tell you something that's actually worth hearing. My advice: do whatever the fuck you want to do when you're young. There's not a single thing I would tell my younger self to not do. I'd never go back and say, avoid this, avoid that. I smoked a ridiculous amount of weed. I smoked like crazy. I got into a fight if someone looked at me the wrong way. I was super aggressive. I wasn't really the most ideal person to be around. I talked with my dick more often than not. I wasn't the nicest person to my friends. I just wasn't a pleasant person to be around. I had moral high ground with certain things, but I was lacking in many other places, okay? But look now, amongst all that chaos, amongst all of the craziness, look at the position I'm in now. You guys might not know what I'm in. I'm almost 27 years old. I have a beautiful wife. I have a kid. I have a company in the 7-figure range. I'm living pretty lavish. I live in a beautiful city. I have beautiful people around me. I've learned who to make friends with and who not to be friends with. I learned who to date and not date. I picked a very, very amazing partner. So if I didn't go through all that craziness, all that tomfoolery, I don't think I would have picked up all the soft skills that I needed now to be in the position I'm in right now. I wouldn't really know how to read people. I wouldn't really know how the world works. I wouldn't have a deeper understanding of my purpose, of what's actually necessary, what's important, what to avoid, how to protect certain things, how to just think in a different way. That shit would not have happened if I wasn't that idiot when I was younger, who was basically learn, rinse and repeat. Failure, rinse and repeat. Let me hit you with this real example. And I've never talked about this. Only like 12 people on this planet have seen what I'm about to talk about. One time when I was 21, maybe 22, this was just as COVID started, I was playing basketball. I got into a altercation. Now, I actually wasn't as good at basketball at 21 or 22 versus when I was 18, 19. I didn't take it as seriously anymore. I made a lot of excuses. I didn't improve in the areas I needed to improve, and I still thought I was that 18-year-old prodigy when I was 21, 22. So back to the story. I was playing basketball pickup game with some of the best players in my age group in the country, just in some random basketball court outside. And my best friend was there too. Now, we actually had a rough relationship for those last 2 years as well. When we were 18, we were best friends. I'm talking best friends. Like, you literally couldn't separate us. I thought we'd be friends forever, okay? Still consider this guy a friend, but 2 years, 3 years later, we're playing a pickup game. He says something that he knows he shouldn't have said to me, and I took it the wrong way. Knowing that he was probably trying to manipulate me into getting a reaction, I gave him a reaction, and everyone else that was playing that pickup game, because we were getting heated, we were bumping shoulders and stuff like that, I actually struck him. I hit him as hard as I could. I went up with a closed fist. I was about to knock his ass out, and I opened my hand last second, okay? I don't really talk about this too much, but I couldn't believe the choices that I made in that moment. I couldn't believe it. But at the same time, looking back at it, I'm glad I did it. Not because I hurt someone or I embarrassed someone. I'm glad I did it because it was an extreme mistake that I shouldn't have done. I lost control big time because a grown-ass man said some words that affected me in a certain way. That would never happen now. And amongst all that trauma, amongst all that pain, the one thing that I picked up from that situation is that I can't be rattled anymore by someone's words. There hasn't been a single time, maybe my wife, she pisses me off. No, I'm just playing. She just says, she just drives me insane, just playing. But there isn't much if anything. I don't even think there's a single person on this planet besides the one above that could say something verbal and affect me. It just wouldn't happen. So I look back at that situation and see that as a learning process and a learning curve, that you don't want to act that way. You don't want to foolishly act out of anger and do something you regret in the future. And guess what? Are we still friends, me and that guy? On paper, maybe, but that definitely severely affected our friendship. And I'm okay with that because I've outgrown all my friends anyways, because they're still doing what they were doing 5 years ago right now. And I am an entrepreneur and have a net worth of over $1 million, and I have a family and a kid, and I've just passed that stage. I've matured faster than most men would do. So maybe we might have still been friends, maybe not. I don't know. But all I know is those events that occurred there definitely affected our friendship now. So let me hit you with some real advice. I've spoken to people when I was younger, when they're my age now, and they still haven't changed, which is absolutely disgraceful. You cannot be that foolish person, that jokey person, that unserious person, that undisciplined person, that promiscuous person at your age now, which is 25, 26. So my advice is make all those mistakes, do everything you need to do, get it out of your system, all that BS, but understand there's a fucking clock, okay? You gotta stop the BS and start locking in at 25 onwards. I don't give a fuck if you think that, oh, I'm just gonna ride out my 20s and live them out, party and drink and blah, blah, blah. No, that shit will not work. You need to lock in seriously after the age of 25. You do not wanna be a 30-year-old teenager stuck in a loop. I see it all the time, and you guys know exactly the type of people I'm talking about. You do not want to be those guys partying in Marbella, working a 9-to-5 construction job to fund a holiday that you probably couldn't afford, wearing clothes that you shouldn't be buying, having fake teeth that you shouldn't be investing in, dating girls that are 18 years old thinking you're the shit. Don't do that shit, okay? You guys know the types, and you should be avoiding being that person, because that is the worst thing you want to do. Imagine having 0 soft skills, 0 hard skills by the age of 30, with nothing going for you besides a 9-to-5 regular job that if you quit that there, you'd probably not be able to survive for another 3 fucking months. You'd be homeless if you didn't stop working. That is not the position you want to be in, I guarantee you. So wake the fuck up before the age of 25 and you will be okay. I don't just mean get a job, pay bills. I mean severely develop all aspects of your life. That means physicality, that means career, that means socially, that means all aspects and all planes that you would consider decent categories to being a successful person or being a admirable person. You need to get out your fucking copy and start writing some shit that you think needs to be improved. Okay, I guarantee you no one's perfect watching this video, not even me. I could write a fucking essay on what I need to improve on, and I would be considered someone who is more successful from the outside in. Not fucking flaunting, but that's just how it is. So while you're out there flaunting, while you're out there having fun, if you're on the age of 25, just have that in the back of your head that, look, I understand there's a clock to this. I can't be like this for the rest of my life. I have to switch gears. I'm not saying drastically change your life. I'm saying switch gears, change the way you think, not your life, change the way you think, and I guarantee you, you'll start making different decisions. I shouldn't be drinking that beer with the boys after work. I should be going to the gym in the morning, blah, 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 this. I should not be using these dating apps and meeting girls organically. I should be doing this, that, and this. I should call my mother and my father every once in a while and see how they're doing. I should be doing this. Start thinking like that. Start thinking like a normal fucking human being. I shouldn't be watching porn. Do I really want to wake up and just touch my fucking dick as soon as I wake up? No. Why the fuck are you doing it then? Do I really want to wake up and drink a Red Bull because I don't have any energy, because I'm not going to the gym, I'm not training to just get some energy? No. Do I really want to just call all my friends who truly don't give a fuck about you and avoid calling my loved ones? No. So what are you doing? Okay, to wrap this up, you need to figure out how you can go from wild to wise. You need to understand there's a body clock, recognize that you need to probably make some better decisions and go in that right direction. My advice is get out of debt, get into shape, hang around with the right people, pick up a soft skill and a hard skill that you can monetize, and those should be your 4 things in 2025. That's what you should be doing. That's the advice I'd give myself. Luckily, I took that advice before I turned the age of 25, and maybe that's something that you guys needed to hear right now yourself. I'll see you guys, and I love y'all. Peace.